Woo! That is fast. Like that. So let's take this bad boy for a drive. You got to see me with this steering wheel. It's like so big. It's the biggest steering wheel I've ever had in a long time. I feel like a little kid. This weekend I have this car for a loaner. I have a couple of errands to do around the city, and my wife, between the two of us, we need 2 cars. So this is a very unique car from, I don't know the year of this yet, but when I do the video review after driving this for the weekend, I'll put it down below in the description. This is the E-Class Mercedes-Benz E550. And this car is supposed to be a really fast car. It is a V8 engine. And I believe this is from 2008, 2009 was when this car was last in production. And the person that purchased this car purchased this around that time. As you can see, they've never driven it. The thing has 22,000 miles on it after about 12 years. The tech is kind of dated in this car, appearance wise, but there's a lot of cool features inside the car that Mercedes tend to do. One of the things, let me zoom out. One of the things I like is this thing here. They tend to do stuff like that, and you get like the CD player, DVD player for the screen, which is kind of cool. You can push this button and it closes, so you don't even have to like pull that down. I kind of like that. It took me last night when we picked this up, it took me a long time to figure out how to make the odometer bright. It was really, really dim. Mercedes tend to use this white gray font on their colored font on the thing, on their odometer, as well as the lighting, backlighting for the buttons. It was very, very weird, similar to that. I don't know why they do that. It should have been brighter. I still haven't figured it out. I'm gonna try to read through a manual, and the manual is really thick. One of my biggest quirks on this, I'm gonna do a Doug DeMuro style, is that thing there. It took me a while to figure out what it was. I was driving and I saw it was moving, and I'm not sure what it was. I thought it was the fuel gauge, but it's not, because the fuel symbol is right next to it. This is an actual clock, so it tells you the time, which is really weird. I guess, you know, it's the weirdest thing. It took me about 20 minutes to figure out what that was, and I realized the 12, the 6, the 9, the 3, it's a clock. But it's a lot of retail space dedicated to a clock. Very, very unusual. Steering wheel is very old school Mercedes. It's really big. It's probably one of the biggest steering wheels I've had since my early E46 days, when that car came with the original the square airbag steering wheel. I've not had a steering wheel this big. Even the GLE and all the Mercedes we've leased since 2010, the wheels, I guess, have shrunk in that time, but this is a really big, it's almost like a granddad's car wheel. Right off the bat, steering is really light on this car. It's really, you could do this with one hand. The car is actually on right now. It's super light. It's probably the lightest steering I've ever had on any car we've owned. I'm gonna pop the hood to show you what's under the hood in this car. This is not the AMG version, but back then this would have been the version before the AMG version. What I like about this, when you pop the hood, this thing comes out and you pull that, and you lift from down here, which is really cool. This is a V8 engine, as you see there. It's the first time I've driven a V8 engine or spent any amount of time with a V8 engine. You know, I've test drove cars with the V8, but this V8 is very heavy. It's naturally aspirated. It's not turbocharged, and it feels like a V8 engine. It's very heavy. It drives heavy, and when you floor the pedal, it has like this, like it's kind of struggling to get moving, but this was a really, really good engine from what I hear. And this is a rare car. You don't see a lot of these E-Classes on the road anymore, these older generation E-Classes. And then you push that in. So cool. So you don't see a lot of these older cars on the road anymore. As you could guess why. And I also like the rims as I go around the car. I like the rims on this car. Because when things go wrong with this car, the owners tend either to get rid of them or, just probably get rid of them, because to fix a car like this is probably going to cost more than this car is worth in 2020. So if I did own this car, I know the owner of this car doesn't drive it. He he lives in a place where you don't need to drive at all. So this car is usually parked throughout the year in a garage. But like I said, if I own this car and it's 12 years in and something goes wrong with this car, I'm 100% sure Mercedes will charge me thousands upon thousands of dollars to fix any little thing that goes wrong with this car. Now, when that happens, you tend to like say, you know what, I'm just gonna put that same money and lease a new Mercedes or put it as a down payment towards a new Mercedes. So one thing I like about this car, it has the rear shade button. So I'm gonna push that in a minute and show you guys how that looks. Flip it around. That actually still works after about 12 years. And then it goes down again, same button. It's weird how that comes up and down. It's like an elbow instead of a straight arm like the BMW car just does. The sunroof actually is really cool. So it's split sunroof. Push this button there. It's kind of loud. So it closes both. And it all pretty quick though. And then you could tilt it and get some air. And you could also open it, I believe. So that's kind of cool. I like the sunroof, the split sunroof. I'm surprised BMW and other car makers haven't copied that. Mercedes on the sedans are, as far as I know, and I think maybe some of the other Asian car makers do the split sunroofs, but Mercedes is the only German one I know that has been doing it for a long time. BMW only started doing this with the 7 Series, and all their SUVs have the split sunroofs in the back and the front. But Mercedes does a really good job in sunroofs, and that rear shade too. I really like that option. There is no side shades on this. It's just the glass there. But this car has some sort of factory tint that's really unique to this car. It's like a bluish tint. I really like that. So let's take this bad boy for a drive. You got to see me with this steering wheel. It's like so big. It's the biggest steering wheel I've ever had in a long time. I feel like a little kid. That's what it is. It's like I feel like a kid driving my granddad's car. I'm gonna buckle up for safety. It's a new law in New York now. Backseat passengers have to wear a seatbelt, or everyone gets a ticket in the car. This is gonna be funny. How do you get a ticket if you don't have a driver's license? Strange, right? Going uphill here, so you can hear the engine a bit. I'm at the traffic lights. That's actually an annoyance. This I keep hitting this stick. It's the cruise control stick. I want to do a left turn, a right turn, and I hit that stick. So we're just gonna accelerate. I got an empty stretch of road here. I feel like so you guys see how like it feels heavy. It's not like sluggish. The braking is nice. So you're gonna go again from start. Woo! That is fast. I would have loved to have driven this car when it was brand new, just to get the full power of that engine. I feel this engine probably needs a tune-up or something, or it needs some sort of, maybe like an oil change or something, I'm not sure. But it is a smooth, fast engine, and that's why I like the naturally aspirated engines. Will always kind of be, you know, they don't really make much of them anymore, but they will always be, you know, worth it in my book. I'm gonna turn the light on for you guys. This light switch is really cool. It took me a while to figure this out. And this car is, let me zoom in for you guys. If there's anything on this car, it's just figuring stuff out. It's probably a very complicated car. So you turn that to have the light switch on, and this is all sticky from age, actually. And you pull this out for the rear fog lights once, the front fog light, and you pull it out again, and you get the rear fog light. So it's daytime now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show you guys that. I'm gonna step out the car. So that's how it looks with the full headlights on and fogs. The fogs are halogen, the headlights are looks like xenons in there. It's really cool. I've always liked these lights from the time this car came out in the mid 2000s, And this is a high beam light, but also when you park in with the car in auto, this will come on and off as you move the steering wheel, which is really cool. And we can go around the back and look at the rear lights. So back here we have the single fog light, rear fog light here. On my car, I've used that driving through Hurricane Isaias a week ago, and it kind of helped me on the road for rear visibility, for people seeing you so they don't hit the back end of your car. So it's just the one on this car. On that side does not have the rear fogs, but this is just basic lighting. And this up here is the brake light on the hood. Let's see if the trunk opens. It's a big trunk. It has a fold down seat and everything in there. Really, actually, wow, it goes all the way in there. It's really much bigger than I thought it would be. Basic Mercedes stuff. I think this might have a spare underneath. It doesn't have a spare. That's strange. So I'm gonna assume this probably has run flats. I think those are run flats. Actually, I don't know guys. I think I'm looking for the RFT. I don't think those are run flats. Those are Conta Pro contacts. They might be SSRs. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't want the video to be about the tires in this car. But as you see, it's a really beautiful, classic looking Mercedes. I'm not sure what these will go for used now. But I knew when the person wanted to trade this in for a new Mercedes was going to give him like 4 or 5 years ago. Mercedes was like, nah, we give you like $6,000 or $7,000 for it. When the original retail value of this car was like, I think, over $80,000. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna spend the weekend with this car. Today's Friday morning. It's real early in the morning, and I'm gonna come back and do my video impression of driving this car around New York and New York City this weekend. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Oh, I'm supposed to say like and subscribe if you want to see more content. All right, guys. Bye. Okay, baby, I don't want you to hit the bushes.